So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 3 different bait casting reels. These are KastKing reels. I've got them on KastKing rods, a variance between the Para G2 and the KastKing Royale Legend rods. They're both 24-ton rods. They do have different lengths, and of course different length rods and different actions from a graphite to carbon fiber rods can actually change the way the rods load up and help your cast. But we're more or less going to focus on the reel. So I'm going to go through 3 reels real quick and show you 3 different types of reels, and none of them are going to backlash. Check it out. Okay, so let's break this down. I'm actually using, for this demonstration, the KastKing Assassin. You've got a couple key features to take note of. You have your tension knob and your brake adjustment. And if you notice, my brakes are actually not that high on the outside. Now you have an internal braking system, and again, those are pretty low too. I've got these on a very low setting. What really will help you in your adjustments are going to be setting up your reel. So what you're going to want to do is right at the beginning, your tension knob. Your tension knob is there for the beginning of your cast, when you first sling and that line starts to come off. So if you're having a backlashing problem and it starts right as soon as you cast, it's your tension knob and your thumb action. Now for those of you that haven't got the thumb action completely nailed down or figured out, rely more on your tension knob until you do. So tighten that tension knob way, way, way up at the beginning to where your bait almost doesn't fall at all. And then back it off a little bit. Right? So you want a slow rate of fall. And you'll, over time, as you get better, you can loosen that up. Once you loosen that up, you'll be able to cast farther. But that tension knob controls the beginning of the cast. So if you're having, like I said, a lot of line come off at the beginning of that cast, it's your tension knob. Okay, so say it's not the beginning of the cast that you're having a problem with. It's the fall. It's when the lure is actually decelerating and coming down into the water. Or the problem is it's still going very fast, like on a reel that has a lot of bearings and a super light spool, like a lot of the KastKings do. That gives you excellent ability to cast. So you still have a lot of acceleration going, but your lure is slowing down. So your lure is traveling and slowing down, but your spool is still flying. That's where you'll start to get the load off as it comes down on the end of the cast. That's going to be in your brakes. Some of your brakes you'll just have an outer brake. Some will be also have an inner brake. You have trilateral, you have magnetic, you've got quite a few different ones. So you'll need to familiarize yourself with those and utilize them. So when you start off with your cast, like you're going to tighten this up really tight, turn your brakes way up. Turn them way up, almost max them out. Now granted, your casts are going to be short. They're not going to go very far, but that's going to keep you from having backlash. And then you can, over time, start backing them off. You'll cast farther and smoother and a lot less backlash. So again, tension knob is the beginning of your cast, and the brakes are at the end of your cast as the lure is coming down and getting to the water. Now you want to get farther, longer casts. Okay, like I said, start backing them off. Also, you're going to use your thumb as a brake pad, kind of, so to speak, like on a car or something. Oh, I thought I had one. Just some weeds. But anyways, you're going to, like I said, you're going to want to go ahead and start using your thumb to slow it down as well before it hits the water. Once you start realizing how you can use your thumb at the beginning and the ends of your casts to let the spool go, or slow the spool down, then you can start relying less on your tension knob and your brakes, and you'll get farther and farther and farther casts. Now every brand and manufacturer has lots of different reels available, different price points, different quality, and different things about them that set them apart. They're all different tools, like I had mentioned, so you need to familiarize yourself and get an understanding, and don't just blame the product right off the bat. More often than not, it's user error. Can be simply remedied. Just practice more and kind of understand it more. I'm using the KastKing rods and reel setups, and I love them. These things, like I said, they're packed full of bearings. They've got great braking systems and ultra light spools. You can sling these things for a mile, ultra smooth action, and you can really bang a lot of fish. I really hope you guys appreciated these tips, and it kind of maybe helped you understand the do's and some of the don'ts on baitcasters, and maybe it'll accelerate your baitcasting skills. All right, guys, I'm gonna get back at it.